never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we sure them pretty. The man full of faith, we know none must slippy. Guyana we say big up on the city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family, hey master, one up fully. A one-time records, a 592, we think that. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan.
Yeah.
I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughter. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for, we never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none must slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. You from Gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them, we not like check. We got gold and diamond, them thing priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean not talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a marshal, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese land. Guyana, that's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughter. Is we have the land where many ask for, we never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we sure them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none must slippy. Guyana we say big up on no city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family, hey master, one up fully. A one-time records, a 592, we think that. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan.
Yeah.
I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughter. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for, we never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none must slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city. Are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We are hustle from morning till night catch them finno. Guyanese get a youth not like rest. Outside.
Good day to you, Guyana. Good day to everybody joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Good day to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Special good day to the persons joining us in the comment section. This is a special broadcast of Livewire. I know that you guys... Oh, Jesus. Sorry. So much going on, a little confused. Good afternoon to everybody. Sorry, guys, just make sure that you're hearing me. I realized the mic was down. Good afternoon to everybody joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Good afternoon to the persons joining us on Facebook, YouTube, those in the diaspora, especially those in the comment section. Good afternoon to you. It's a couple of minutes before the afternoon. As you would know, we have some breaking news for you. Azardine Mohammed has been arrested to facilitate the extradition process, and we'll be discussing that a little bit. Before we jump into it, please do me a favor, share the live. You know something? That's why I send a video to you, Ryan. You're no good. You understand? Anyway, so let's jump right into it. Circulating on social media right now, as you would have seen, those are senior ranks of the CID. I do recognize, I think that's a senior superintendent. I think that's Senior Superintendent Singh, there to facilitate the process. And that is the leader of the We Invested Nationhood, Mr. Azardine Mohammed, as the process begins for his atonement, right? Now, again, persons have been saying this for a while, that this was on the cards. So I don't expect anybody to be surprised at what's going on. Now, before I get into our discussion, I wanted to share another video I saw with iNews. It gave us a different angle and a different perspective, right? Let me just pull that up on screen for you. And I was listening to what persons were seeing in the we're seeing in the background. And it's something of the trade. When I see photo, when I see video, I always look at the background, listen to the background noise to hear what's going on in the background. And when I saw iNews, they had a video of Azardine being taken away in the police pickup. It's on screen here now. We look at it together. I heard somebody say something in the crowd. So I was like, really? This is the same big bad as the man crying also. So apparently Mohammed in the van crying. Right? Apparently Mohammed in the van crying. Right? Guyana was crying when we didn't get the gold royalties and the taxes that we were supposed to get. Guyana was crying. So don't worry with that sad story and them nonsense. And I implore all Guyanese who will take God out of their thoughts to play that you want to go into the streets to make yourself stupid for this gentleman. I am begging you guys to reconsider. I am begging you to reconsider. Do not involve yourself for foolishness. Know that we're seeing the fall of the false prophet who came to save Guyana from everything. You understand? Everything going so bad. Only Azardine Mohammed could save Guyana. For months, Azardine paraded himself as leader and voice of justice. His arrest proved what many already knew. It was all a performance built on lies, ego, and influence peddling. When the cameras turn off, the philanthropic person becomes a fugitive under investigation. You understand? After all the photos, all the people who like run, when that's done, he goes back to being an indicted individual with heavy evidence in the courts against him. So I am surprised to hear the woman out there, oh, he crying all. Oh, he crying. He crying? Big bad Azadid Mohammed? Mr. Lamborghini, Mr. Ferrari? Mr. I got the yachts? The chickens come home to roost. You understand? The chicken come home to roost. So it's from Team Mohammed to Team Handcuffs now. From Team Mohammed to Team Handcuffs now. The same man who was giving out motorcycle and car and cash handouts is now being handed over to the law. Now being handed over to the law. His empire wasn't built on compassion. It was built on connections, cover-up, and corruption. Right? The law has finally caught up. His money can't buy him credibility. And his lawyers can't buy him integrity. You understand? So, with all that has gone on with Win since it started, this is the biggest scandal. Party leader arrested. Being processed for extradition. Mind you, again, I am saying that not right-thinking Guyanese, because right-thinking Guyanese going to stay in the house and mind their business. I'm saying to those Guyanese who may take God out of your thoughts, this is a lawful, legal process. Do not go on the road and play doing stupidness and get engaged with the police. And then when the police engage with you, you're crying victimhood. You understand? So the so-called new party for the people is now led by a man who is in the process of extradition. And mind you, there's a process. It don't just happen. So nobody can need a plane now and flying you out the country or nothing. So y'all calm down. I know people in the Win party and some of the members of parliament may want to go out and trick people into that. Nobody's taking Azadid Mohammed to no airport or nothing. He's being held because he has the capability of disappearing. If for those who don't know, at 2 o'clock today, the judgment is coming out with the GRA stuff with the car. So he is likely to be a flight risk. So you got hold on to he. Remember, he got vast resources, you know. Vast resources. So he is able to sneak through our porous borders and find a safe haven, which is not so far away. And that's what people need to remember. But you know what we remember? Win campaigned on transparency and justice. But now their leader is remanded and awaiting transfer to another jurisdiction. If this is the kind of leadership Win stands for, imagine the kind of governance they would have delivered. Right? So at this point, there's no escape. There's no spin. Being remanded to prison means the court saw enough to deny. Well, it's not like a bail situation. But they saw enough reason because of, as I said before, his ability to vanish into thin air. So I hope nobody goes wrong with that's political victimization and all that nonsense. This here is judicial validation. He can't run. He can't spin this. He can't throw him money at this. The extradition process will expose every shady deal, every hidden transaction, every quiet arrangement that he thought was buried. And you know, there might got some people shaking in the boots right now. You understand? They may have some persons very worried that very soon, very shortly has arrived. Right? Accountability has arrived. For too long, Mohammed thought that they could get away and work their way through the system. Those days are over. The law is now showing that money doesn't mean you're untouchable. Justice may take time, but it always arrives. And it's knocking, not even knocking, kicking down T. Mohammed's door. Blam, 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 blam. You understand? So, as Mohammed go from a self-declared savior to a national embarrassment, when last you hear a Guyanese get extradited from here to the States for stupidness? A while back. We be in a little good standing. Now we back on the radar. All because of us. You understand? A man who branded himself Guyana's next savior, but now he can't even save himself. This arrest has not just embarrassed him, but every supporter who believed in his false image. You didn't think Tabitha and all of them embarrassed now? But most likely, Tabitha, Dan Hastings, and Natasha Smith-Lewis or Singh-Lewis, whichever one, they will most likely go out and cry out political victimization. That this here is just the PPP, it's nothing else. It's not Mohammed's wrongdoings catching up with him, right? So all the evidence that the grand jury saw in Florida is fabricated by the PPP. That's the narrative they will try to put out there. Just a second. My phone's so dead. Somebody said, dog, you can take over. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Can't even say this. Right. So again, so Nazar Mohammed was also arrested. Right, Nazar Mohammed was also arrested. And again, I'm imploring Team Blue. Don't let Azardine continue to make a fool of you. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll give the police reason to arrest you. You'll give the police reason to arrest you. Please don't go out there and make yourself a fool. Matter of fact, y'all got a right to protest. Do it with sense. That's all I'm begging. Right? Because every Guyanese has a right to protest for whatever reason they want. But them burning road and robbing people and blocking up thing? No. Y'all will be in for a very rude awakening. Right? So I'm suggesting that you guys don't get involved in that. Don't get involved in that. At the end of the day, y'all know in your heart that the gold smuggle and the Lamborghini and the value. But by most of you have the hustler mentality, and that kind of mentality sometimes lends to by any means necessary. You could see with him because he gets the riches by any means necessary. Don't go out and get locked up by any means necessary. Right? That's what I'm trying to say to y'all. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't go outside and get locked up for foolishness. Everything that is happening to Azardine Mohammed, he was aware would take place very soon, very shortly. He was aware of that. Right? He was aware of that. Right? So while Azardine lockup awaiting extradition, the winning slogan, remember slogan? The slogan now sound like a big joke. Right? So again, I'm saying to you all, this arrest is not a witch hunt. It's a wake-up call. Don't let millionaires masquerading as messiahs fool you. The real patriots are the ones building communities legally, not laundering influence under the banner of charity. They go to you in your communities every 5 years, and throughout those 5 years, if they're elected, and they ask your support and you vote for them based on the integrity and the work that they would have done. Why, if Azardine Mohammed is so care about Guyanese, he didn't run for elections in 2020? Things were so good under the AP and new AFC that is only when the PVV get into power you realize things so bad is he got to run for president. He could have done that a long time ago. But at that time, the chickens, they didn't come in home yet. But now that they're here, is a different story. Right? Now that they're here, is a different story. So again, I just in case people say a lie, the woman said Azardine was crying in the back of the pickup. I play it again. What the man crying out to? That's what the lady said. What's the man crying out to? Could you believe this? The Guyanese Pablo Escobar crying? Our very own El Chapo crying? The people who live in over the river from Friendship, they were crying when the stray bullet killed the son. They were crying bitter tears. And that's why I don't understand how some people that support some people. Right? Crying bitter tears. They were crying. Based on what the police said, Paper Shard's family crying. Based on what the police, the Bascom, the former police said. The former CID police. Based on what he said, Paper Shard's family crying. Right? So I don't know what he's getting in the face for. Yeah, that don't cry, Mr. Mohammed. Don't cry, Mr. Mohammed. Something is going out my stream on my personal page. Like somebody, T-Bomb is them reporting the live. They're reporting the live. Imagine that. Hold on. They're reporting the live. We getting did somebody just report my page there? Let me see. Craziness is this. Why? Bye. Trouble. Don't cry, Mr. Mohammed. Don't cry, Mr. Mohammed. You could believe it? Could you believe it? The big bad Azardine Mohammed. The taxpayers was crying when they took the 10,000 kilogram of gold go out. Yeah? They wicked. And that's why I give you the advice to some people, because they got some ignorant ones out here. Imagine this man getting whole for the crimes that he commit, and they hollering the police wicked for doing the work. They hollering the police wicked for doing the work. Y'all, please don't take setup. That stupidness y'all do at the place with the thing. But Jesus, look, listen. If y'all want to protest, y'all do it the right way. Don't block nobody. Don't stop nobody from going to work. Don't harass nobody. Don't harass nobody. Big man, bye. When minister within the office of the president with responsibility for finance get hauled before the court, he didn't skin in the face because he know he didn't do nothing. Minister Ashley Singh, y'all remember? Handcuff, court. He didn't even reach court yet. He just getting extradited. And he get, mind you, he will have representation because that process, that evidence that the US has needs to be presented before a magistrate here and to be deemed as sufficient. Okay, yeah, okay, this is enough evidence. Yes, collect this man. This is not no willy-nilly thing or no, like in the Leroy Smith story, something with somebody says some Leroy do them something and then they come prove it. The people got evidence. The people got evidence. So that's what I'm saying. Don't go out there to play your advocating for Muhammad and impede the smooth flow of people day-to-day activities. None of that shut down tongue foolishness. Because I'm telling you, the police ready for y'all. The police ready for y'all. They bought a lot of equipment, a lot of non-lethal equipment to deal with y'all. So please don't go there and do foolishness. I beg of you. I'm imploring you not to do that. It is not in your best interest. You understand? It is not in your best interest. Stephanie said nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Imagine me buy, she write, free flight, food and accommodation, Jet 2 holiday. Perfect analogy. Jet, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Nothing beats a Jet. Imagine that. Imagine that. My guy finally getting to go to the States. You understand? He finally getting to go to the States. So again, I'm imploring you guys who may want to feel the need. But look, stupidness here. Watch this. Look at this. This goes to show that, listen, this shows why I said what I said just now. This person think the terror is still at large. This person think the terrorists still at large. They're still looking at the AI image. Could you believe this? That is why I was saying to persons who might not be right thinking, do not go out there for foolishness. Do not go out there and do foolishness. If y'all want to stand up in a line neat in the corner, don't block traffic, don't burn nothing, don't go and buy no Chinese, y'all behave yourselves. Behave yourself. America don't work certain ways. They ain't gonna call for Muhammad because the PVP says so. That's now over. They just work. And when they come for you, the Americans on this live will tell you. When federal agencies come for you, you best believe they got something on you. There's not like state police and them thing or fishing and, investigating. You understand? When when these agencies come for you, they have something on you credible. And look, you even see it in the shows. They don't got time with the man who buying and selling the gold to get in the bush to get out. They ain't got time with the transport man. They just want the head of the organization. It is known. It is known. They just want the head of the organization. So if they decide, something, we will move forward with the extradition process for this guy here. It has to be. That is something substantial. And based on the indictment that we've seen, it is something substantial. It is something substantial. Right? I don't know about in relation to GRA, Alroy Daniels. GRA's matter is at 2 p.m. at the High Court. I got to get down there. I got to end this live. Right? Where the judge is giving the verdict on the Lamborghini situation. Right? That's 2 p.m. today at the High Court. So again, guys, very soon, very soon, very shortly has arrived. And I assure you that Azardin Mohammed, despite his transgressions, will be afforded all the rights he deserves as a Guyanese citizen facing extradition. Right? Everything that he is entitled to, everything that he is entitled, somebody telling me be careful. But when it comes for me, if it's not me, like a Pasadena, but I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Would this show come? I didn't like a Pasadena. Me didn't do nothing. I didn't send it to smuggle no gold. It's not me snitching it to the US. They've been watching it. You understand? Somebody say you wanted attention, or we got it. Indeed. Indeed. But again, as the crowd confirmed, this here is Azadeen Mohammed in the back of the police van. Now, you got to remember, these people never believed they'd be in these kind of places. Remember, they got ceremony, they feel they above the law and them kind of thing. They don't believe that they come here, You see how long Shell the campaigning and doing anything? And there's only the goal that we go smuggling that we know about. We know, but in the earlier days, when they didn't have so much checks and balances, when they're shipping out gold, when as they remembering license plate and phone number and them kind of thing, when you is small. You understand? We ain't accounting for that. He didn't believe that he would ever do that. You sit out there crying. You sit out there crying. The police ain't gonna do you nothing. The police ain't gonna do you nothing. Yeah, high profile. Oh, geez. This is the man who used to go one set a man with God wrong. He frightened nobody. No. I tell you all one time I coming from Linden. Right to Sunday. Right by this Chinese gas station, man, Falls got great. I don't know if it's Great Falls. I think it's Falls gas station. They got like a little store in there. I am coming to town. My side clear, I coming down the road going. All I see is a black flat thing pull out into my lane and start pouring up the road. When I look at the Lamborghini, so I figure, well, he can be able to cut before me because he faster than me, so I slow down a bit. You know what else happened? 3 black F-150 Raptor tear up behind the Lamborghini too. So you know, they as far they got the same pickup like the Lamborghini. So they let us know how to veer off the road. Just the other day, you posing up when the little girl died. When the terrorists put a bomb there. Probably that may be connected to you. Put a bomb, the little girl died. And people like Norman Brown talking about the president smiling at a forum where he representing this country. And you, like an idiot in your house, post up a picture on your team to get a page, smiling like a big boy. And nobody says anything. Norman Brown don't notice that. I tell you, this guy is a complete joker, you know. I wish I have the opportunity to engage Norman in a respectful manner on a live program and dismantle him for the joker that he is. So the president, who representing the entire country, who actually helped with the situation by ensuring that the state apparatus function, can't continue presidential duties and do what he got to do in a pleasant manner. But this fool, who got 400,000 followers, more than the president, couldn't even share a photo of the alleged, the terrorists, well, alleged at the time, confirmed now. Couldn't even share the CCTV footage. Couldn't even put in a call on the Facebook page. Look, let me rally together and find this man. He needs us perish. We got to put aside the differences. You understand? Who's this? Call it a day.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Herna, I just see on the internet Street Mohammed there.
Yes. Right? I done a live, right? We can talk. Pardon me?
I'm glad. Good. I said glad. Good. Time up.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Right? He talking about the president and in notice that T. Mohammed didn't lift a finger to assist in the situation. And like I said, probably, allegedly, maybe because he was involved. You understand? So, again, a call to anybody that feeling scrapish, anybody that in scrape mode, anybody that just personally label themselves as a scrapehead. I am talking to y'all, right? If you have labeled yourself a scrapehead before, either on social media with your friends, your family, or whatever, is y'all I talking to. Don't involve yourself in foolishness. Go and look for some work. Right now, I'm looking for some workers. Call me. Come get some work. You understand? Come get some work. And you know, the funny thing is, I like to see what happens to WIB when they lose access to all the laundering money and all the tainted money, all the blood money. When they lose access to it, how they can function? Because we know that's a broke. Or at least they got them kind of money. The parliamentarians, I'm waiting to see which one of them gonna step up, right? Or if Hannah gonna give up her U.S. citizenship and sit down in the National Assembly. You understand me? But folks, is the 31st? And as I said to you, very soon, very shortly has arrived. And don't dare anybody say that this is something politically motivated. So, for all your talking, you should be in a better place, youth. Be careful how you are. Be careful how you use your tongue. You have a good program, but exercise caution how you celebrate demise. You don't have power. Okay. So, what better place I should be in? I'd like to know in the comment section. For no. The next comment I'd like to hear from you, right, is what position or what place you think I in, right? And then we probably might discuss what place I in, and I don't even know what. Who don't have power? Power. I don't have any power. I'm a media operative in Guyana. We're talking about power. I don't have any power. What story is this? What story is this? Look, somebody message said the feeling scrapish. Or use a scrape head. But try the stupidest in Canada. Somebody from Canada. A Canadian just tell me this a scrape head. Look, listen. I'm not calling anybody a scrape head. If you have addressed, I've seen plenty videos of persons saying that they're scrape heads. So if you have addressed yourself as a scrape head and you are usually engaged in scrapish things, I am just saying this is not one of them times. Right? Everything that is happening here is completely legal and above board. The only thing that we could say is shady about this is the person arrested. You understand? And his father. That's the only thing shady. That's the only the individuals who were arrested. And I often find it worrisome that people find it so hard to believe the evidence that is presented. Right? What more y'all want to see? Somebody showing y'all a video of them packing the gold crate them? Is that it? That's what y'all looking for? Anyway, people, the process has started. Livewire News will continue to keep you up to date with any developments that unfold. As I said earlier, Asruddin Mohammed and Nazar Mohammed are currently in custody. Leader of the opposition. Okay, so Hannah, just make a post. Let me look at this quick. I know. Jesus Christ. Let me see what Hannah says. Somebody just send this to me. Oh, I can't PDF this now. All right, just let me add it. Let's see what it says. Hannah just make a post. Let me see what Hannah's saying. Leader of the opposition, Asruddin Mohammed, and his father was just arrested. We have witnessed who claim police brutality. We have witnesses. We have witnesses who claim police brutality, not only to Asruddin Mohammed, but also his guard and nearby innocent civilians. Just heard that the police was very brutal to nearby supporters, approaching them, threatening them, and pointing guns in their faces. A female pedestrian said that they approached her and shoved a gun in her face and verbally attacked her for recording the scene. Is this acceptable? Is this democracy? Is this lawful? What right legally, morally, and lawfully do these police officers have to treat innocent civilians and witnesses like this? This is just like the upside down X thing. Let me take this off the screen. This is just like the upside down X thing. This is just like the upside down X thing. Let me tell you something. The police didn't stop nobody from well, sometimes they do that. But they did not tell you with that. And as you can see here, let's see the brutality Hannah talking about. With the police brutality. So if he has a security guard next to him who's carrying a firearm, the police gonna ask him to move. If he refused to move, they will move him by force. Now we can see clearly here that Azadeen Mohammed was not brutalized in any way. Right? He had a brutal crying session, but not brutalized in any way. What Hannah said? Let me check again. What Hannah said? We have witnesses who claim police brutally. I know it's something that confusing me. I know. I thought it was me. We have witnesses who claim police brutally, not only to Azadeen Mohammed, but also his guard nearby and innocent civilians. Okay. Okay, Hannah. Okay, Hannah. Okay, Hannah. The police look pretty professional. They're arresting a high-profile criminal. So I understand why guns would be drawn. Right? They're securing the area. That's police work. That's police work. Nobody is snatching the shot and pulling at you and tugging at you. They're arresting him. They have to hold him. They have to hold him. Where's the brutality? Well, we don't have a video of Shell's arrest. You understand? But where the brutality? Azadeen got a large following across this country. So obviously persons can become incensed and try to approach the police cussing and going on. So the police say, well, back off. Were the police supposed to allow them to just come and swarm them? The crowd is greater in number. So the police have to use tactics to get you to back off. So thank God we got a video of the arrest that doesn't show any brutality. And I could understand the police coming out of the vehicle. Step away, step away, step away from it. You know? Step away from it. Step away. You can't step away. Talking to the guard, move. We're here to make an arrest. And whichever guard service the security working at, or if it's the cousin or somebody, you can say cousin is the personal bodyguard, that the police work trumps whoever you are, whoever bodyguard work you do it, move. Thank God we got a video that they had no brutality. Thank God there's a video. You understand? Thank God there's a video of the police behaving professionally. The police are allowed to be in public with their guns drawn when they're making an arrest. That is allowed, Hannah. That's like you telling the people at G-Cam about upside down X. Literally upside down X situation. What stupidness is this? You have witnesses? Obviously you got witnesses. People know Team Mama's got money. So they would go and say anything for a raise. Look at Andre. Look at that case in point, Andre. In that sad situation, Andre was willing to say anything for a raise. You think you supported those witnesses and those innocent civilians? Any of them get arrested? Any of them were assaulted? Move out the way. We're making an arrest. We're making an arrest. Back off. Step away from the area. You film from over there. So the police must allow them to come and stand up and hug up Mohammed or something? What's stupidness going on with Hannah? Hannah, I gotta stop calling you Hannah Montana because even Hannah Montana didn't say stupid. And she portioned stupid. Not even Hannah Montana was this bad. I gotta stop disrespecting her. Honestly. So let me see what they're saying on Team Mohammed's page. Let me go over there and see what's going on. And then somebody said, but I happy for about demise. I am happy that this man could stop fooling Guyanese and leading them astray. That is what I'm happy about. Right? Team Mohammed didn't give a damn about Guyanese. His goal was to get into a position that he could yell political persecution to the international community. That was his goal. He didn't care about y'all. You think he didn't care about y'all? Bye. Bye. Nothing from Team Mohammed in 2 hours. Not even a press state. What are you going to say? What are you going to say? What are you going to tell people? What are you going to tell people? Even Hannah can't come up with something. Hannah had brutality, police brutality. The police right to move how they move. As they need high profile, you could have people in the bush with gun watching him. So they're trying to get you out the road quick. The people they blocking the way, move. Police authorized to carry guns displayed, brandished. More so if they're arresting a high-profile criminal. High-profile criminal. I'm happy about the demise. Like Azadid Mohammed is this innocent man that people running behind. Y'all really gullible. Really, not y'all, sorry, some of you. Not here, but elsewhere. There might not some of you here can just come over sometimes just watch the show. Really and truly. Really and truly. So I just played this over and over again so that persons could see that there was no brutality involved by the police. I am absolutely sure, because you see the commissioner of police that we got, he's a man that like crossy T's and dirty eyes. So I am absolutely sure that whole arrest was recorded on multiple body cams from multiple angles. I'm almost absolutely sure about that. And Nazar Mohammed's arrest as well. So I hope you could back up when you say, a court Hannah. Sorry to all the Annas. Right? I hope, or you sue the government and let your witnesses come and let the police bring the tape. And then when they realize that they submit false information to the court, whatever happened to them, happened to them. Y'all try, buddy. Y'all try. Right? So again, people, Azadin Mohammed, Nazar Mohammed was arrested. Despite what Hannah is pushing on Facebook, there was no brutality involved in the arrest. None whatsoever. As you could see, the police behaved in a professional manner. Nobody snatching at him or anything or puffing in his head or nothing like that. As police do around the world when they're arresting someone, more so a high-profile criminal, a billionaire with a lot of resources that may be even willing to take on the police head-on. Because you don't know. For all you know, 8 men jump out the back of some Land Cruiser with AR and start. They don't know. They don't know. So they went with their guns drawn. And nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong. They lash you with the gun. They poke in the neck with the gun. Hey, you see, we catch you. Hey, we catch you. No, they do that. Nobody did that. Nobody did that. So, no, y'all, no, we got time with Hannah. You understand? We ain't got time with Hannah. Hannah, you can't. And the thing, Hannah ain't got them spin sense. So one of the viewers said that they got persons who are saying God is watching or Allah, right? This person here, I don't want to put you on blast because you know they like harass people. But this is the comment that they send. To those who shouting God watching, please be reminded that God was also watching the empty boxes that the empty boxes that were shipped in an effort to defraud a whole country and build an empire. God watching everything. Look, somebody else got a next video here. Let me see. This may be from a different angle. No, same crying video. Same crying. I surprised to hear that. Azrael Muhammad crying. But listen, this is the fear of Allah. That's when the fear of Allah get driving you. You understand? No matter how much dua you ask for. No matter how much dua you ask for. That's when the fear of Allah get driving you. At this point, he realized all the money he got can't save him. Can't save him. Well, as I buy, Jesus Christ, trouble. I want to hear it one more time. Mean care who vex. Mean care who vex. And look. Imagine, he ain't wicked for smuggling the gold. He ain't wicked for laundering the money. He ain't wicked for the wire fraud. He ain't wicked in relation to the allegations of persons who have died allegedly by his request or some portions or weapons that may have been associated to him. He didn't cry for that. Just the other day, this phone battery low. Somebody sent me a message on TikTok to raise that issue with the little boy who gets shot on the opposite side, on the west side of the bank by the high-powered rifle. They're literally opposite Friendship, where this guy lives. Literally opposite. And the guy in the message said that his father had promised to look after some other son they had or some daughter or something, like look after them financially. They ain't got to worry about nothing no more. They're going to be the tenants for this stray bullet that they're not acknowledging, but they're going to spend the money to look after the child. Right? And the guy was asking me to raise it again because they said Shell promised that and he never showed. Never showed up. I got it in my WhatsApp. Let me see if I could pull it up. But I want to let the person information go to send it to me. You understand? I want the information go. These people could be terrible. These people could be terrible. But yeah, people. All that laugh, but all that talk, but he lies in the States and this thing will be resolved shortly. Resolved that they're going to be carried to the States shortly. All that very soon, very shortly foolishness that you've been putting out there. Huh? Hannah's brother did foolishness. Now he's facing the consequences. That is it. That is it. Right? Hannah should ask herself if depriving the Guyanese public of the taxes and the duties and whatever else they would have gotten is acceptable. Is that democracy, Hannah? You are asking people foolishness on Facebook. Is that lawful for Azadine and Shell Mohammed to smuggle out the gold? You talking about police brutality and they got a video of the arrest? And just to show you, God forbid they had a video. Some of the persons who would have labeled themselves scrapes would have run with what Hannah said. In this broken clip. Yeah, would have run with what Hannah said. Oh, the beat up Azadine, the beat up Shell, the beat up innocent people on the road. We support us. The beat up. Oh, God. Hannah, you lie. Hannah, Andre Muhammad, you're a liar. Hannah got Andre blood inside you. This is serious. I tried to make a joke, but Hannah got little Andre blood in she. Hannah has Andre blood in her. That could be the only thing. Hannah got Andre blood. Because, Hano, Jesus Christ. Hano. Y'all is trouble. Y'all is trouble. Oh, I thought. Hold on. Let me see if this is a release from the AG office. Come on. What are you doing? Hold on. Okay. 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 So let me the Attorney General's chambers and the Ministry of Legal Affairs would have just released a statement. Let me get that on screen for you guys. Just give me a second, please. Ah, jeez. I don't have. Okay, I could probably copy this and open it over here. Yeah, so the Attorney General would have released a statement. Let's have a quick look at that and see what it says. Right? It makes this a little bigger on the screen. But so this is a release from the Attorney General's chambers, and it reads as follows. Wow, it's small by need my glasses. So, as I said, the Attorney General's chambers, Ministry of Legal Affairs, media release October 31st, 2025. Nazar Mohammed and Azruddin Mohammed were arrested this morning by members of the Guyana Police Force, duly authorized to do so by a warrant issued by a magistrate of the Georgetown Magistrates Court. Scrapes, stay home. Scrapes, stay home. On the 30th of October, 2025, the government of Guyana received a request from the government of the United States to extradite the two Mohammeds pursuant to an extradition treaty between Guyana and the United Kingdom, which extends to and remains enforced in Guyana under the provisions of Section 14A of the Fugitive Offender Act, Cap 1004, as amended by Act Number 10 of 2024. The arrest warrant was issued after a team of lawyers led by Terrence Williams, King's Counsel, Herbert McKenzie, and Celine Diedrich, attorneys at law, presented to the magistrate an authority to proceed from the government of Guyana, accompanied by an application for an arrest warrant as mandated under the provision of the Act. The Mohammeds are subject to an indictment unsealed on October 6, 2025 by the United States grand jury sitting in the Southern District of Florida, which charges them multiple offenses, including wire fraud, mail fraud, money laundering, conspiracy, aiding and abetting, and customs-related violations connected to an alleged U.S. $50 million gold export and tax evasion scheme. Scrapes, stay home. The indictment alleges that between 2017, when J.H.K. Lal was the head of the gold board, and June 2024, the accused conspired to defraud the government of Guyana by evading export taxes and royalties on over 10,000 kilograms of gold, using falsified customs declarations and reused export seals to disguise unpaid duties. Scrapes, stay home. The indictment further references the attempted shipment of US $5.3 million in undeclared gold seized at Miami International Airport. So the people got gold that was undeclared, seized, that they shipped. Crips, stay home. And the alleged under-invoicing of a luxury vehicle valued over 680,000 US dollars. Y'all stay home. Y'all stay home. The investigation into the Mohammeds by US authorities is understood to have originated in the mid-2010s with intelligence and law enforcement cooperation between Guyana and United States dating back to the 2016-2017 period. So Cameron should got some idea about this. You remember Raphael said, the man name be on the list. You understand? According to the indictment, the alleged fraudulent scheme operated in or about 2017 through June 2024. In June 2024, the U.S. Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Asset Control, sanctioned the Mohammeds and their company, Mohammed's Enterprise, citing allegations of tax evasion, trade-based money laundering, and gold smuggling. The government of Guyana was first informed of the ongoing U.S. investigation through official diplomatic channels following the June 2024 sanctions. Reports indicate the U.S. agencies involved in the investigation, including the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, and the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. Those where Luke Hobbs come from Fast and Furious. Those where Hobbs does work. DHS. The seriousness. From you, got the people who got rock acting like he does work there coming for you. You know you're in trouble. In March of 2025, the government of Guyana received a comprehensive dossier of evidence from U.S. authorities pursuant to mutual legal assistance arrangement. This dossier included documentation related to gold export irregularities, falsified customs declarations, and undeclared shipments seized in Miami. Scrapes, or persons who have labeled themselves scrapes, that means the people in the States got gold that Mohammed them ship that they either underdeclare or mislabel to trick the system. So if the label said 10 pound, the box is 100 pound inside, hypothetically speaking. So you can have an understanding of what I'm trying to tell you. Stay at home. The two Mohammeds will now be processed in accordance with the extradition framework set out in the provisions of the Fugitive Offenders Act, as amended in due compliance with the relevant provisions of the Constitution of Guyana and all other relevant laws. Right? So this here is from the Attorney General's office, chambers, I should say. This here is from the Attorney General's chambers to bring clarity in relation to what took place today. So again, to anybody who is feeling something untoward is going on, right? No, it's all process. It's all, if Mohammed didn't smuggle the gold, the police want to hold it today. You understand? Somebody said Mohammed might end up in the same jail with Diddy. That may be a possibility. Look, let me stop. Listen, guys. Listen. All I'm saying again is I'm appealing to anybody who is aggrieved, right? You gonna find a lawyer and let them work on Mohammed's behalf to get him out. No sort of disruption, no sort of mayhem, no sort of craziness. The Guyana police force will not allow it. Matter of fact, just let me reframe the statement. The joint services will not allow it. I'm sure persons seeing since the explosion, they got GDF patrols on the road as well. So y'all, please, let good sense prevail. Let good sense prevail. Let Muhammad go and answer for his transgressions. And if his lawyers can get him out, so be it. But until then, y'all hold y'all corner. Don't get involved in foolishness on Muhammad's behalf. Y'all hear back anything. And that's why, look, sometimes I get so upset with some of these African leaders that they're fighting for African rights. When last y'all hear anything about Dexter Todd and all them people who he claim get locked up wrongfully for that foolishness they was doing on the road? How much of them done pass through the system? Dexter don't have time with them no more, you know. Dexter's in Parliament. When last we get an update, how much of them you get out? Huh? How much of them you get out? Them people like Odessa Primus gonna call out Afro-Guyanese to come on the road and do foolishness. To do foolishness. I'm alleging that Odessa Primus will do that. I ain't able with this suing thing. I'm alleging that may be something that she calls for. Or people like Doggy. I'm alleging that may be things that they call for. Right? None of you, Muhammad supporters, pre-GRA seizure, post-GRA seizure, he make it back in Muhammad's yard. That was the only day that y'all were allowed to swim at that pool. Watch at it. He never invited y'all back there for a party after the elections or nothing. You understand? All the people who come out and support he invite y'all back in there for a pool party are the main people or who make it to Parliament. No. He needed you there to block the Lamborghini from being seized by GRA. So y'all get to come and swim and make yourself fools in the yard. But never get invited back since. And some of y'all need to pay attention to that. Right? Some of y'all need to pay attention to that. Anyway, guys, I got to get into Georgetown. As I told you, there's the 2 o'clock verdict in the GRA versus Azrin Mohammed Ferrari business. And we're going to see what the ruling there. I think Justice Gino Prasad is supposed to be handing down that ruling. Right? Thank you guys for tuning in. This is another impromptu live. Thank you for the support. All, I think, max 650 y'all live viewers. Thank you a lot for the support. You guys really make me feel special. And we're going to be back with Livewire, live and direct every day. Well, I should say Monday to Fridays. Very soon. Very shortly. But until then, as I usually say, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about what Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down.